Next Gen a hypocrite.
Ooh. Oh, so we live. We'll talk about it later. What's the deal, YouTube? We're back with the weekly podcast, Big Game of Small Talk. There's a lot that we want to cover today, so we're going to get right on into it. Right on in. Oh, just don't scream. Keep my black ass off screen.
Yeah.
So we want to talk about what you guys want to cover first.
Well, hey, let's talk about this order stuff, okay? First of all, okay, we'll get into
You gonna go there? You gonna go
yeah,
there?
yeah. I mean, look, people will assume that we're just an Xbox podcast, but we're a gaming podcast, and this is big news of the day. Yeah, this is big news of the day. Yeah, well, you guys didn't know? Yeah, we're a gaming podcast, not just Xbox.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, so okay.
Report.
Sony, there's this Sony Santa Monica dev, right? And so he tweets out today, this is what he says. He says, the games press is so hateful of games anymore, I just don't think we should buy ads or send them games. And then he says, so then he says, the Order 1886 isn't the best game I played, but it's well made. It is not a 6 out of 10. I'm curious why we even bother sending review copies. So this guy, who's a developer for Sony, a Sony first-party studio, and a studio that helped make the Order, is saying that they shouldn't buy ads on these gaming sites or send them review copies because their games are getting poor reviews. This is criminal. This is Gamergate. This is big news. This guy took this down almost immediately, but once you tweet something, obviously obviously, I mean, I know better than anybody. Once you tweet something that's out there, you know what I mean? So this, and it's on a site, and now he's basically confirming that he believes, why should we pay for ads on? Oh, because guess what, guy? Your ads are advertising games. They aren't a bribe for people to give your games good reviews. That's not how it works. You know what I mean? So, hey, you guys can go on and let me know what you think about this.
I think, again, that shows the level of their immaturity. Go there, yeah. You know, I think he's threatening them. Like, hey, if you don't give us up a favorable score, we're not going to, pay for it. It's like these sites and these gaming magazines seeing float through advertisement. I think that was some corny shit to do, you know what I mean? And, I mean, again, nobody has to like your product, okay? Get off your high horse, you know what I mean? Like, take Rise, for example. That got crucified in the media. Maybe not as much as the Order or whatever the case may be, but you didn't hear Crytek or Microsoft saying out there, you know what I mean? Hey, we're gonna stop.
They're bullying. It's bullying. It's
you know what I mean? If anything, like I said, you know what? If anything, I said that Microsoft need to stop, doing these stuff like the IG, because it was clearly being biased towards the Xbox brand, back, in 2013 and beginning of 2014. But still, that's not the way that you do it. You know what I mean? Make a better game. By you threatening not to advertise your game, how the hell is the public going to know about your game? You understand what I'm saying? You guys, one hand washes the other, and both hands washes the face. If you don't put your game on these sites over there, how are we, the public, unless you're going to do your own advertisement, you understand what I'm saying? How we're going to know about, your game? It takes more than just going log on to PlayStation.com and find out about their new exclusive. It takes a lot more than that.
In a not so direct way, this guy confirms that there's bribery and things like that in the games industry. That's basically what he's confirming, which is just unbelievable to me. I can't believe this guy is getting you know what I'm saying?
I think this is the same guy that came out and made a comment months ago saying that this could only be possible. This game was only possible for the PlayStation 4. Like, you have the same mentality coming out of PlayStation. Every single game that comes out, every time it's a first-party exclusive, that they have to beat their chest. And Microsoft, who took all that slack for the first year and a half, they've set a bar of class. Like, whether you get a good review or not, they're like, well, we put our best effort into it. Same way you kind of see a baseball manager come out and talk about his team if the team loses. But Sony, what do they got to do? They threaten to pull money right away. They threaten They did something else a couple months ago where they threatened to pull something in advertising money. It's like, when that backlash all went down with the interview, remember? They were stabbing everybody in the back. This is you could see. I think the shit's hitting the fan internally, and I mean we knew this. We've been calling this for a long time. But now you see them like they're scared to death. Like they're just like, we're gonna pull everything. You're not gonna get review copies. They're putting no money into this first party shit anymore.
Well, what show? First of all, if I go back, if I double dip in the pot, you want to say something about the show? Show did?
Show must be cleaning his toe or something.
Hey, show, you wouldn't washing your ass, you stinking motherfucker. But anyway, as show got that hamster on the wheel for his internet connection too. He might have lagged out. But anyway, like I said the other day, I keep saying the same shit over and over again. But maybe, I'm gonna put it in, like, I told you guys that the old brass. Well, that's how I said before I even get there. Sony has always been a very, very cocky company. You know what I mean? Always been very, very bravado. The next generation starts when we say it does. Remember that shit there? The next generation starts when we say it does, and all that shit.
Yeah, that's what they said with the Dreamcast, basically.
The Dreamcast and the Xbox 3, the PS3 too. The next generation starts when we say it does. But like I said before, the old brass, the old gaming guys at Sony, they're no longer there anymore. So they had, I guess you say, a standard at one time, of level, like I said, quote unquote, of greatness. And now, like he said, greatness awaits. Now we all waited for greatness, and like I said, any day, we all know that I'm an Xbox dude, and Xbox, whatever you want to call me, fine. Like I said, I do own a PlayStation 4. But I am a gamer at the end of the day. And I was one of the ones that was had high hopes for the order because I have a $400 machine, not one.
Hello? Yeah.
I bought not one, but two.
Yeah, we're hearing you.
I bought not one, but two of those consoles. You know what I mean? And I'm waiting for something to play on the console. And it's sad to say that the best game that they had on their next generation console was a last generation game, which was The Last of Us. And I didn't think it was that, oh my God, amazing. It was cool, but goddamn, you know what I mean? And like I said, the order, like I said, I don't know what they spent in making that game, but I think if like King Kukuragi was still there, I don't think that game would have turned out the way that it did. You know what I mean? It's not that, I'm gonna be real with you, it's pretty, but the game is just not fun. And I've been playing this shit for 3 hours here, and man, I'm already tired of the cutscenes, I'm already tired of the quick time events, you know what I mean? I just had a fantastic fight with the wolf. The second time you fight the wolf, and it was nice. It was but it's you know what I mean? It's like that's too few and far in between, man. The game is just not fun, you know. Like I said, I hope Bloodborne, I hope they don't make it. How you say, like Demon Soul was too hard. You got to go 27 chapters before you get a save point. Because I'm not buying that shit either. You know what I mean? So I don't know what you know what I mean, but but anyway.
There was a lot of talk on Twitter today, Z, going along exactly what you're saying. When Crap put that one video out about why don't PlayStation people buy PlayStation games, I think their shit's stale already because the order was supposed to be like this new IP for them that was a big deal. We know how that ended up. Bloodborne's a niche thing. All their games are niche. And then, to be honest with you, even Uncharted looks stale. It looks stale and old.
You too? I said the same shit. That and again, I know I'm the biggest Sony dude. I wasn't impressed by. Oh my God, this is it. No.
Should look like last gen, polished.
Hey, let me say something about the order real quick, all right? Because you see a lot of the Sony fanboys, and they all know who they are, defending the order. Oh, it's great. It's great, right?
Great, man,
the truth lies somewhere in between, right? Not all these reviewers aren't going to say the same thing, especially when they have to turn their stuff in ahead of time and without knowing what the others have said. So obviously, the majority of these professional people are saying that it's a 6 average game. You know what I mean? That's probably what it is. Now, what I believe is these Sony fanboys that are damage controlling, they're not damage controlling the order. They're damage controlling the PS4 having yet another mediocre exclusive. And if you want to get down to it, every big AAA exclusive that the PS4 has had, and this thing is, 15 months old, 16 months old now, has been very mediocre. Killzone, Knack, Drive Club, Little Big Planet 3, now The Order. All their big exclusives have been...
Hey, Craig, give me a list of games again, bro. I'm really... Okay. Say it slow. And listen, again, I know we get accused of being, haters of the PlayStation brand, But look at the exclusive games for
Okay, it's Knack,
that.
Little
Okay.
Big Knack, Little Big Planet 3,
Wow.
Killzone Shadowfall,
Oh.
Drive Club,
Oh.
Infamous.
Yeah.
Okay. Infamous probably about the
In the
best
order.
game I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
you know that's their best rate. That's their best one. You know what I mean? That's their
To
best
me, like I
one.
said, I finished the game. I just got a little. It was very repetitive to me. But you know, it is what it is.
I
But
played the first two on PS3, but I never finished them because they got kind of boring. You know what I mean?
yeah, you
Like,
know, but
I mean, I can see how people would enjoy them though, but it's like again, that's a game that's what 9 hours and no online, no real replayability. You know what I'm saying? So I think that that's starting to become a problem. Because you're starting to see Sony. They're charging you for online. Yoshida has said in interviews now, although they buried this story in the interview, they did this interview with him about something totally unrelated. Like, remember that interview they did with him on Kotaku about something or other, and then towards the end of the thing, he talks about how they're not investing in AAAs anymore. That should have been the lead story, but instead it was something else. It was about how Suspend Resume Play was still planned to come at some point, right?
Yeah.
And then they bury the lead story, which is they're not making as many AAA games anymore because they can't afford it, right? So they bury the lead story. There was this other story the other day, and Yoshida, and they buried the lead story again, which I thought was where he plainly said, we didn't invest in our online infrastructure like we should have. We were too busy investing in this or that. It sucks. You know what I mean? That basically he's saying we can't afford it. We didn't invest in it. It's basically too little too late now because for them to totally do a whole new infrastructure, I don't think they can do it into the generation. You know what I mean? That's just not going to happen. You know what I mean? That's unfortunate.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Okay, now my take on the order. It's a beautifully looking game. I'm not going. I thought that it would have the Rise effect. You know what I'm saying? And I said that in a group one time, and I got slandered for it. Like, what do you mean the Rise effect and all this other little trash? But what I meant is that it's going to be a great game with a dope story, short, and it gets kind of repetitive. That's pretty much basically what it looks like to me. That this game is good storyline, looks pretty, but it gets kind of repetitive with the quick bits and all that other little stuff. So I mean, it is what it is. It just reminds me of of Rise a little bit. And I mean, I'm not gonna knock it because I enjoyed Rise. So those that enjoy the game, I can't knock that they enjoy that game. You know what I'm saying?
Showstopper though, do you notice a lot of people are comparing it to Rise, right? But there's a couple key differences here. Rise was a launch game. This is a game that's been in development for 5 years and got delayed. So there's no excuses. There's really no excuses.
Oh shit!
But listen though. We are a gaming channel.
Wait, hold on. I got to give you the emphysema of the bronchitis. Bronchitis, like. Oh shit! Yo, the gloves is off. Shit, that one. Wait, hold up. Wait, I'm chest hurt. I'm fucked up with that one. But no, you're right, crap. And you know what?
I see why people compare it because they're both kind of cinematic games. Although Rise had gameplay, like the whole thing is gameplay.
You know what?
You know what I'm saying? Even though that was a little bit repetitive and you couldn't level up like you should have, and there was some things wrong with it, obviously, and it had a multiplayer that was decent. But that's I think where the similarities end. The fact is like the Order is almost like one of those Telltale Games thing. Where you're more just along for the ride.
Yeah, you know what, bro?
I kind of seen that too, but I can't knock those that like it because of the story.
No, you know what? No, you know what? Hey, crap. Let's keep it from you. Said it's not about knocking those who like it. I think Sony fans or some of them. No, I won't even say Sony fans. I would say the ponies are afraid to not say they don't like it because this is all they have.
That's it right there.
I'm gonna tell you, it ain't the fact that that's all they have. It's pride that won't let them sit here.
Oh yeah, but
exactly.
No, this is that too. But this is what they've been waiting for. Hey, bro, You're right. All that in the above, even a little bit of racism. But we get to listen every week with the order. We get the order. We get to listen. Shout out to Raider. We get to listen every motherfucking week. Tropico 5. Yakuza 19. We get to listen every week. And this, you got to realize, all they had this holiday season was Little Big Planet 3 and Drive Club.
Well, Drive Club wasn't even. It was in October, so not
I'm
even.
just saying, but the holiday season, you even put force on our ride. The holiday season starts around September. It's when the games come out. All the, it's crowded. September, October, November, December. Yeah. That's all for the Christmas push. But again, they would say, what do you Xbox have for next year? The beginning of February, the first quarter. They ain't got shit. And we were here. We got fucking, and I'm gonna be first to say, fucking roller coaster, that screen ride. That's some dog shit. Like, they can keep that motherfucker. That's listen here, Ann Greenberg, Phil Smith, y'all my dudes. That's some trash. They can keep that shit. Listen. You had it first, you know what I mean? But,
hey, I'm gonna tell you, that's a family game. That's not for hardcore. That game is.
That's not that is not a $40. Listen, I'm gonna say this right here. Crap may feel different. That's crap in one game for the year. But listen,
game of the year.
That's not a $40 game. You know what I mean? I started making a fun of crap. I might still do it. And him saying, we got Spain Ride. That means I don't know about you guys. That's my game. I'm really looking forward to that game. I don't know about you guys. I don't know about your guys.
I'm telling that game. I got that hands, man. I was like, man.
Yeah, I'm straight. Listen, I'm sorry. Listen, I'm sorry, Microsoft. We don't want to talk about sponsors. But anyway, back to what we were saying. You know what I mean? The gloves is all. The gloves is all. But that's what y'all throwing into us for. Listen, man. Y'all want the real. We give you guys the real. You know what I mean? We have fun doing it. You know what I mean? But like I said, this is all. And it's sad to say. Now I won't even say it's sad to say. Because, not saying I have a huge channel. Before my voice in this community, as big as it is now, not saying that I have a huge voice. I said back then in 2013, the key words that they said, that they're depending more on indies. They can sell 5,000 indies and they'd be profitable for them. And I always say that Sony of the old, you guys say the reason why y'all love the PlayStation because of their unique IPs and they're all about the gamer. No, Sony is trying. He say quote unquote trim the fat. They betting on this hand. I say not to. I say I want to see Sony go anywhere to go out of business. Like I said, I couldn't imagine the gaming world without Sony. I'm just keeping
for just $1 a day. You can save Kaz Karai.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but I think that. The reason why y'all didn't quote unquote like the 360 because he said it was a dude bro console. Because, they multi-plats. They're taking a page out of the Don Mac playbook. Third quarter down, throw the shotgun. We're going to depend on, look at the 360. Indies every fucking Wednesday, you know what I mean? And multi-plats. That was, you know what I mean? And we had the, in the big IP, that's something, again, that Sony doesn't have. You know what I mean? And maybe it may hurt them more now. Sony doesn't have a billion-dollar franchise. And so Microsoft has several of them. You know what I mean? You can say what you want about them. Halo is a billion-dollar franchise. Gears, a billion-dollar franchise. You understand what I'm saying? They have these huge games.
So Sony been doing? Sony didn't trim the fat. They've been trimming the gameplay. Look at what they did. Think about this. Infamous, right? There's 3 or 4 NPCs on each screen. You've got the Order with no fighting really going on. 20-minute intermission between cutscenes. And now you guys think it's over? This ain't over yet. You've got Until Dawn. Until Dawn is gonna make the Order look like a Rambo movie.
Yeah, what's up with all the QTE heavy games? And then why is it that QTEs are accepted now when in 2013 with Rise, all we heard was how it was 900p and QTEs, but now that the Order is 800p and QTEs, all of a sudden that's acceptable.
Everything's fine.
Just let me touch on one other part of this hypocrisy real quick, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's terrible, right? Oh, Rise is 900p. and it's full of QTEs. Which you didn't fail the game if you missed the QTE, by the way, that you do on the order. The order, which is full of QTEs, and it's only 800p. And not only are there people are hypocritical about that, but then all of a sudden, when the order scores a 6 out of 10, that's because all of a sudden reviewers are biased and reviews don't matter. But you all thought it mattered when The Last of Us was scoring a 10, didn't you? Sony thought it mattered. Because why? Because they slapped perfect scores, 200 Game of the Year awards on every fucking PlayStation box from here to BFE, and then it mattered. But when all your mediocre fucking games that you're supposed to get, when all your games end up mediocre, like The Order with your 6 out of 10, like with Drive Club, 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, or whatever it is.
Think about your athlete's foot, crap. Calm down, crap.
then you realize what's going on here, and it's no joke. Sony is in trouble. They've got their fans brainwashed. Their fans are on the ropes because the media is turning against them now, and they see it.
Yeah.
They see it.
And you know what? Let's just say when you guys can take over. I honestly, and again, I think the tide is turning. You know what I mean? After this last little thing right there, I think that even like I said, some of the die-hard Sony fans, because we wait till this comes out, wait till we've been waiting, like come on with the bullshit now. I think reality is really starting to set in. Like, like I said before, I didn't have it back, even if they hated on Rise, but Rise, you got the actual play. I got to walk around town and you understand what I'm saying? You can't. It ain't none of that shit. I've been playing the Order for 3 hours straight, and like I said, I went out. I'm not just blindly hating the game. I give credit where credit is due. You know what I mean? The game is not fun. It's not. It's pretty. But it's not fun. It's not. You know what I mean? So, if you down your last $60 motherfucking dollars, and you're looking for a game to be, I'm you my honest opinion. That you have a PlayStation 4, that would not be the game. I'm telling you.
Yo, here's the thing. When we were offline, I was talking to Z, and I was saying I honestly felt bad. I was like, there's some weekends I'm like, oh, maybe I'll just go out and grab a PS4, but there's nothing to go grab it for. And I was actually, Zaire said it himself, the best game that's out right now is a game I already got on PS3. So like, I don't even have. I try to fill that guilt, like I want to go get something and try something new, but there's nothing to go try. There's nothing new. I don't know. That's why I think their fans are banging their heads against the wall. They're like, we don't really have anything to even look forward to. What, maybe Uncharted? I mean, but it's still like it just doesn't look good.
And that's probably why sales matter so much. You know what I'm saying to these dang on phones.
What you say? Why sales matter so much?
I think that's probably why sales matter so much to them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because there's something to play. The new game sales. So that's what they play. But I'm cool with it. Like, I can't. I don't know.
Speak your mind. Yeah, listen, everybody gonna judge you. Speak your mind.
I want to like Crap did, but I'm good, man. Crap don't did.
Yeah, Crap went out there, motherfucker. Crap ain't very cool. But like I said, it's obvious, like I said in the day, that that. Microsoft normally doesn't get a fair shake. For whatever reason, people brackets against the Almighty. They're like the evil corporation in the Simpsons. The guy was that old man. That's Microsoft, that evil corporation. You know what I mean? The toxic shit in town. Everybody hate Microsoft for whatever reason. And but I'm just being real. If you say you're about the gamers, and I said before, Microsoft invested, now it's more. Over $1 billion into next generation games and studios. Just look at what the Xbox One has came out. This is exclusive this generation alone. We had Titanfall, Sunset Overdrive, Forza Horizon 2, Forza 5, Killer Instinct. You know what I mean? Rise D4. What else did I have come out? You know what I mean? The Halo the Master Chief collections. You know what I mean? A lot of great goddamn games, and and look what's still to come: Fable Legends, Scalebound, Tomb Raider, State of Decay, Quantum Break. My God, you know what I mean? Halo 5, Gears 4.
Two of the games you just listed trump everything that we know is coming for the next 2 years on PS4.
That's what I'm saying.
And Fable Legends alone. If you told me that's all that Xbox had this year. I have to go buy it just for that. That's what I'm trying to say.
Listen, but then you got Tomb Raider.
Exactly.
And then you, like I said, you got Tomb Raider. Then you got Scalebound. You know they're gonna bring another Battletoads. You know we're gonna get Banjo-Kazooie. Rare has several non-Connect games that they're working on, AAA games that are about to be built soon. Like goddamn, like Microsoft is being real. Like they and it shows like they have unlimited resources. It was like goddamn, it is a great time to be an Xbox One. Then we got Upload Studio 2.0. Look at all the growth of all these brand new Xbox One channels here on YouTube. You know what I mean? Like, this is a great time to be an Xbox One fan. You know what I mean? It is what it is, man. Like I said, like we kind of talk. We're going to talk about this now. We can maybe do a segue into this right here. And like with prime example, when Bill Gates was on, I forgot the show with him and Warren Buffett, and they said one of the ladies in the audience says, "I'm invested in Microsoft," or whatever the case. She had a couple shares. She said, "You know what I mean? If let's say the Saturday Tyler wants to sell the Xbox division, quote unquote, would you be behind?" He said, and they just took say, yeah, he's, no, don't get me wrong. You think Bill fucking I'm gonna say Bill Clinton. If you think Bill Gates don't have anything in Microsoft, you're bugging. He's still on the board. But he said, yeah, he was supporting it. He said, we didn't know everything that the Xbox was doing back then, but we didn't know about Windows 10. We didn't know about the X12. We didn't know about all that shit. He said, but the Xbox One is in our future with things that we had planned to come, and now we see everything is in one ecosystem. You know what I mean? Like we didn't see, but he said, well, just if he wanted to. So people took that one little comment, oh, Microsoft is going, Bill Gates wants to spin off the Xbox division, and I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, what do they mean? And even if now it comes to Sony's getting out of the entertainment division, out of the making things,
electronics,
electronic division. Oh, they're just trimming the fat, and Sony's still going to own them. Like, even to just say this much, and even if Microsoft was to sell the Xbox division, I don't know why the Xbox division has more money than Sony in its whole. They have more money than goddamn Nintendo. Like, it's like worth over like $25 fucking billion. The Xbox division. Like, I don't get it, man. Everybody's squatting on Microsoft demise. We need to stop it, man. They ain't going nowhere.
Here's the thing, people, and this is something that I heard. I think Tim Dog was one of the ones that said this first. The people have really high expectations for the Xbox One, but low expectations for the PS4, and that's just the truth. Hey, the order gets a 6.5. That's okay. We can still say that's a great game, and yeah, that's the best game ever. And reviews don't matter, but they only matter. They only matter at certain times. Okay.
You know what I found funny? Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you, bro.
Okay, yeah. What I found funny is that everybody wants to get their little anger on when something that they was expecting for Sony. You know what I'm saying? But when Microsoft have their games come out and everybody was expecting them and it flops, it's just a whole bunch of bashing and nobody say anything. But I don't seen a lot of YouTube commentators, everybody come out and voice their disgust about the order and how people are bashing this game when we've been doing that for the longest with the Xbox. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everybody been bashing every game that comes out on the Xbox get bashed to the core. It gets talked about, it gets ridiculed, it gets all this other little stuff. But soon as something come out on Sony, you see the realness of who represent what console they represent. You know what I'm saying? And I just looking at that, I'd be like, that's some old biased stuff, man. Because
that ain't some more bias. It got so bad from the order that motherfucker was screaming racism. Racism. Shut up the hip hop game. Gamer lost his
racism.
That one. Shout out to hip hop, man. Nothing but the up for you. He lost his goddamn mom on that one. Said, I'm out of this whole goddamn courtroom's out of order.
Bro, that was like, I mean, God. Racism.
You know, shit was that bad, like, god damn. He put a Harlem Globetrotter spin on that motherfucker, didn't he? He said, I got something for your ass. I got something for his motherfucking ass. I'm racist. Well, man, god damn. He said, fuck Ferguson. Fuck Eric Garner.
show these spots what it is.
Yeah, I'm gonna show nigga, I'm gonna show these Xbox motherfuckers what it is. To deep crap gamer, it's crap for all this shit. Hip hop gamers say, you know what? I'm tired of the crap gamers in the world, man. Fuck that. Racism. And we're hip hop, everybody's gonna be on the side with that one, man. Run to his defense. Oh man, they left hip hop that motherfucking hanging, man. Like, motherfucking. And then niggas out there like Willie Lynch, man. That nigga was out there motherfucker swinging with trading. It's like, god damn, man. But no, man. But like I said, like I said, he said, we get accused of, quote unquote, of this bashing Sony. Like I said, we just, like I said, leave it. Not saying not leave it, but like I said, a lot of you guys don't think Sony has any fault. And I'm not saying any company is perfect. I don't know what.
Far from it.
Like I said, I don't care for Screen Ride. I just, that may be crap game of the year. I think it's like, that's not worth $40 goddamn. What the fuck going on here? I'm glad they gave us a demo, because I'd have bought that shit. Like, I'd have called Microsoft, like, this shit's freezing. I'm getting my money back. This motherfucker keep crashing my Xbox. I'd have got that 40 back. Fuck that. You know what I mean? But like I said, it is what it is, though, man. Like I said, you all are entitled to your opinion. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, man, I think we all have to be honest. I think the gaming community in its whole was let down by the order 1886. You know what I mean? Just going by what they show you, the little clips. You know what I mean? It looks great. Like, oh my god. But like I said, there's no secret. Can
I ask you guys, go back to what I was saying about this game when it was showed off. I said it looks like a lot of QTEs, a lot of hand holding, a lot of flipping in and out of, it's just walking here, walk there, QTE here, QTE there. And I said it was like a corridor kind of thing, right? Mm-hmm. And that's what it ended up being. And people were like, "No, crap gamer, you're just jealous. You want this. You know what I'm saying?" It's like, wow, get over yourselves. You know what I mean? If I wanted that game, I would buy it.
Hey, bro, I knew it was going to be bad when the IGN, I forgot who it was, it didn't give it a preview. Somebody there then said the game was, and like I said, IGN.
Did you see some of the damage control from IGN though?
One of those guys there though, I don't know who it was. Like, goddamn, IGN saying the game ain't that great or whatever the case may be.
But there was a guy I never heard of who reviewed it, right?
Yeah.
Whereas the actual PlayStation podcast was like, here's why the order's short length is no problem for us. We love it.
Yeah, 5 hours is the new 15 hours.
Yeah, it is. I mean, come on, get out of here.
I'll tell you something though. You learned so much this past week with I think Show was touching on this. He just nailed it. When you watch all the YouTubers that were out there, people that say they're Xbox guys, I got to say shout out to Blazing Phoenix and Iron Wolf, the only two guys that came out and said, here's my review of what I think of this game. It's terrible.
Hey, big supporters of the show, too. Some of the realest Xbox community people.
Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
These other guys
shout out to Bella Raj. Shout out to, shout out to Big Luna. The real ones know who they are. You weirdos, you know what I mean?
It's okay to get on and say you don't like something. Every single person that says they're quote-unquote Xbox guy, they came out and said it wasn't good, and then they were like, well, guys, it's actually a pretty good game. You know what I mean, guys? So, shit, I don't even got a channel. It's like...
Shot fired. What are you talking about?
But for real, why can't people just give their opinion and be not like? Why are you scared of Sony backlash?
They're they're like politicians, right? Like everybody's a politician. Hey, this game. Like I know some Xbox dudes that are like, hey, like there's one, I forget his name. I think his name's Painkiller, right? Cool guy on Twitter. He's an Xbox dude, but he red boxed the order thankfully because it's kind of foolish if you buy that, right? Next gen you're excluded because you didn't buy it for yourself.
I didn't buy it. I didn't buy it.
Someone bought it for you, so you're excluded. But this dude red boxed it, which is smart, right? You pay $3 for it, you rent it, you beat it, you take it back, okay? So he was like, yeah, man, Ready at Dawn, man, they're talented and they're they're ready to go. And I'm like, dude, they took them 5 years to make a 5-hour game. Yeah. You know what I mean? I was like, they're gonna get some people are gonna get fired in that studio. I wouldn't
an hour a year.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect them. I wouldn't expect them to make much anything. I doubt. I don't care. This thing is going to be a commercial failure. It could sell 1 million. You know what I'm saying? But it's still going to be. It's still going to be considered a failure. And you want to look at what I'm talking about. Look at Haze on the PS3. That was going to be their Halo killer back then, right? That studio closed down because of poor reviews, right? It didn't matter that it sold okay. The poor reviews closed down that studio.
They couldn't get another job. They couldn't get another job.
Exactly. Yeah. And they were the ones that were making Battlefront 3 at the time. So, that's how that whole business went down. But this is the thing. If you're expecting The Order 2, I'm not so sure that that's something that's going to happen. I know some people might be like, man, you might be left wanting more, but that's probably because you didn't get a full game in the first goddamn place.
I mean, what if? Well, I can see this happening. Sony, like they did, like I said, you got to watch them jokers. Sony's some sly bastards. Like with The Order, I'm sorry, not with Infamous Second Son. Then they show you the Infamous First Flight like a standalone game, like some DLC or some shit. You know what I mean? I could see them maybe trying to put out some DLC for the game, or whatever they can. I just, you know what? I'm gonna say this. I kind of said this in my live stream. Maybe a lot of you guys can see my live stream. You can go by and check it out. Shameless plug there. But I think The Order would have been much better. Hear me out. I know you guys haven't played it. If they would have, I don't know what engine did he use in Max Payne as far as the shooting. If they would have used that engine there inside The Order 1886, when it comes to your shooting scenes, you get a couple of scenes, you got to do a couple of shootouts, it would have been much better. The game just, it's not, I don't know what the fuck they're using for their shooting mechanics. Like, you put the dot on that motherfucker, like the bullet just falls short of the nigga head. Like, you had that shit right on his head. Like, god damn, shoot, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what engine that they're using. Like, for
it's an in-house engine, is what it is.
Oh man, house music.
I don't know if you got far enough into the game yet, but I heard the thing that really ruins the thing with The Order is that there's a point where like you can push on your D-pad or something, and you'll know if you can get action to your gun. So if like something like crazy's going on in the cutscene, but you don't know if your part's coming up, if you just click over and you don't have access to your gun, you're safe. You don't have to play. That takes you out of the game. You know what I mean? It
does. It does. I died a few times like that, but just talking to the machine. But I would say this, whatever like I said, and I think this is how they're able to achieve those table-level details, because there's not much you can do. Like, it's a cutscene, I can grab my gun, hit the triangle, right back to the cutscene. All right, boom, hit the, you know what I mean?
That's part of the reason why, like, and I'm not trying to knock it because I like God of War 3 and God of War Ascension, but the reason why those games look so good is because there's a static camera. They control what you're seeing.
Yeah.
So there's no real room to explore or touch it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you go where they want, so they focus on that stuff, and then they don't have to focus on the back end of the little details, right? So that's basically what they did with The Order. It's like it's great to look at, but you can't touch anything. You can't really interact with much.
So we know The Order didn't sell PS4s. We know that Bloodborne is a niche Dark Souls type game. That's not going to sell PS4s.
And what's selling PS4s is they're basically giving them fuckers away.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, look, GameStop.
You know what's funny, though, that our boy Jamie, shout out to Jamie Moran there on Twitter, he just went about, he's like, how come Sony hasn't mentioned numbers? And we haven't heard nothing about 18.5, that magical number 18.5 that they pull out of their ass in November.
They probably got it shipped out a lot more than that by now. It's probably 22 million.
But you think that's where they're at, or you think that's what they're going to say next?
Well, I think that's what they'll say next because
they dropped my headset. What happened? Who? What happened? On Sony? What?
No, we were just saying that
he was just talking about how Sony's been quiet about their numbers sold or whatever, or shipped or whatever.
I mean, it's getting a little old right now.
I mean,
even I think that even the most diehard, we understand the console was selling well. The games. This is why we invest in these consoles. What games? What is, you know? I mean, I'm just being real. I'm not hating on the PlayStation fan base, whatever. We can, and like I said, in both of the consoles, the Xbox One and the PS4 are selling well. The PS4, I don't know about February, but it's selling better. I know the PS4 is probably selling better all over the world than it is than the Xbox. It's out in more places too than the Xbox One. It is what it is. But what about the games though? You understand today? Like what do you have to look for?
Yeah, I mean, you could sell 1 billion consoles, but at some point, gamers are going to get pissed off. At some point, the PS4 becomes the Wii, where it's just collecting dust. What I mean?
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's a numbers game, isn't it, though, guys? We're looking at 2 months in a row where Xbox One and Xbox 360 are beating up on PlayStation 4 and PS3 sales. And you've got, according to them, if you want to believe VG charts, almost garbage, a $6 to $8 million like leap forward in PS4 sales over Xbox One. How is it Xbox One is that far ahead in software sales? That's what I'm saying. The numbers, everything. We did a breakdown. We're not going to go back over that. We broke down how Sony's numbers are already off. They're just stating things. They're lying. They've lied to their investors. We already know they've lied. They said they were going to be down by like 1 point or like 8 billion, and they were off by like 2. They fudged numbers. Now you've got software sales. How can you possibly be 8 million units ahead of your competitor, and your competitor's whooping your ass 2 months in a row in software?
3 months in a row, November.
Dude, in fact, if you look at the NPD for 2014, the Xbox One outsold them with a lot of it, including Destiny.
Destiny.
Yeah, I mean,
looking like
that's a big slap in the face.
That shit was
I want to say this now. And like I said, if you and I'm not when I say this, I think I get accused of being again a PlayStation hater. If just going by their PS Plus number of subscribers, okay, Xbox Live was about 60 million, supposed to whatever, about 60 million, 58 million, whatever the case may be. Theirs is only barely at 11 million, and that's including the PlayStation 3 and the Vita. You know what I mean? That's 3 platforms: the PS Vita, PS3, and the PS4, and they barely got 10 million goddamn paid subscribers. But you tell me there are 20 million PS4s out in the world? That doesn't make any sense whatsoever. None. You tell me there's 20 PS4s out, 20 million PS4s out in the world, but your rival is selling more software to you. You understand what I'm saying? Like that doesn't make
that shit hurts too.
It doesn't make any sense. So Microsoft doesn't come out, and they don't have to. Like I said, that's not their thing. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that the PS4 may not have the lead over the Xbox One, but it's not about these millions of consoles like you guys think that there is. There's no way in hell. You know what I mean? There's no way. You know what I mean?
I personally don't care. You know what I mean?
I don't either, but I'm just saying. It's not that we care so much about this. It's that they come to our channels with the dog shit. That's their argument. Hey, this one's getting 19 million.
I care.
10 million.
To be honest with you, I'll care only to rub salt because they care, right? So that's the funny part. Like they'll sit there and be like that, and they don't understand that I honestly don't care. But then when Xbox does do good, I'm like, hey, look at this, and then it like really bothers them.
Oh yeah,
so
that's the sales that matter, crap.
Exactly. Like what they don't understand is this, right?
Well, listen, you guys can grow up with this shit now. It doesn't matter, right?
In life, you're not gonna, always like the most popular thing, or you know what I'm saying, and that's fine. We don't all have to follow the trend, you know what I mean? We don't all have to drive the most popular car, or you know what I'm saying, or like the most popular musician or the most popular music. That's just how it is, you know what I'm saying? Look, the Xbox One not being the top in sales doesn't decrease my fun. It doesn't mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to throw it out the door just because it doesn't. Damn you, Xbox One, you didn't sell as much, so I can't like you as much. Right? It doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? And that's how you can tell how young some of these people are that are saying shit like this, because they're saying things like this. It doesn't make sense. It totally doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Look, I'm an entertainer on YouTube. We all are, except for Mooch yet. But I say things to push buttons. I want to piss people off. I want to get people talking. I want to get people bitching and arguing at me and, hey, crap gamer, you suck, blah, blah, blah. But you're watching my channel and giving me views, so thank you. You know what I mean? That's what, you know what I'm saying? Like, these people that take this stuff way too seriously, get over it. We don't care. It's not going to hurt us one bit because we're actually not seeing anything from the sales of these things. It's ridiculous to think.
For entertainment, and as long as, like I said before, it's all, like I said, like we all are biased. I don't give a fuck what you like. Or you can be.
Yeah, we talked about that as well. Yep, we all are, but then like you were talking off air, was what kind of pisses us off is the people that act like they're not biased. Right? It's like, okay, like this, like Hip Hop Gamer. Dude's clearly a pony, right? Clearly. But he acts like, he loves everything, right? He loves, but he just happened to love the PS4 when he had that big old WWE belt. Like, damn, dog! Woo, yeah, man,
Sony just won E3 with share play. I'm like, what?
Yeah, they did well. I'm like, oh, come on, man.
Yo, can you share play that the order?
I don't know. I don't. Hey, wait. Listen,
icing on the cake, though, right?
I was gonna do a video, but fuck, I just give it to you guys now. Did you see the fucking video that's floating around the web now? This one kid is supposed to be some type of hack to level your player in Destiny. and he share played.
Yeah, it was a little kid too, and they deleted.
The guy deleted all of his fucking save files on. I'm like, oh
Yeah.
no, don't tell me this. But that is they tell you, man, Sony guys are fucking scum, man. Look at that shit there. They fucking just fucking deleted all of. Like I give you my controller, like the share play, and they should maybe disable that some way somehow, because you can go in there and really wipe a motherfucking hard drive clean. And he deleted everything with that. I was like, God damn, that's crazy as hell. Man, I don't know, like you grind your character, get up to level 115, and it's supposed to be some special. Hey, I help you get past this board. They give me the controller, and you go delete all your motherfucking work. You like, oh man. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if you can share play. I don't know. Probably good. I mean, it's Sony's game. I don't see why.
Well, that was my point. No one's mentioned it. No one's even talked about it. And if that's something that Sony cut out of this game because it's only 5-6 hours, you could see that, again, another lie that they put across to their...
Well, hey, they let it out for Redbox, though, so at least there's that. You know what I mean?
They would. I mean, they can't stop the game for whoever fuck. They buy copies. They don't give them to them. Man, that's like y'all can buy 1,000 copies of Gears of War 19 and rent them out my house, but they can't stop that shit. But what else we got on today's agenda?
Okay, well, there's a little bit of stuff, a little bit of Microsoft stuff. Phantom Dust, that developer that was making the remake.
Talk about that,
well, what happened was, I guess the developer, Microsoft pulled the project from them for whatever reason. I mean,
they didn't like the way it was coming along.
Yeah, I guess they didn't like how it was coming along, and so they pulled it, and then the developer closed down. I mean, sad that shit happens. You know what I mean? That sucks. But if you're putting out, if they don't like what you're doing, and they say, hey, you're not on our game anymore, then you messed up. So
yeah,
I think a lot of those. I'm gonna say this, and I'm trying to choose my word wisely here. I think a lot of those companies in Japan like to take Microsoft money and don't give them a grade A product. And I think it's happened a lot in the past. They think, okay, we're gonna do it. Just take their money and just hand them shit. This is gonna give you your foot in this is gonna give you a foot in the Japan market. And I think Microsoft had wasted a lot of money with a lot of developers in Japan. They was supposed to give them this next big great hit. This is gonna give them a foothold in the Japanese market. And I'm being honest.
Fuck that market.
Yeah, it is not this shit.
I'm just honest.
Yeah. Oh, crap. Don't let me do this for you, crap. Man. But it's not. Again, just in Japan in the '90s is not like it. I mean, Japan now like it was in the '90s. They don't. America in the Western, this is the gaming industry here. Everything what goes here, particularly what goes on over there. Not saying you may have those niche games that come out of that market, but the Persona 5s or whatever they got. And you know what? I'm gonna say this now because like I said, I never really knew much about it. I'm not gonna do that like it. But again, that when I think about AAA, I talk about sales. They say that was a huge game. Fucking Lost Odyssey and fucking Little Big Planet outsold Persona 4. You know what I mean? And those were really, really big games for the Xbox brand. Like they sold over 1 million, but so I'm thinking when you got something on Persona 5, make this shit that sold 6 million. Nah, like that is a kind of a niche title. It doesn't. I mean, not for those that may like it, but I said
that shit too, and people jumped on you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Showstime. About to. It reminds me of a low budget Jackie Chan movie, man. I saw it. Jabari was like, next gen, you apologize right now. You see the trailer for Persona 5. So I was like, I haven't seen finally what this Persona shit is about. Man, this like shit that can run on the Vita. I said, what the fuck, low budget karate kung fu movie shit is this shit here? No, that ain't my thing there, man. I'll put that in the same category as that motherfucking Scream Ride. They can keep that shit, man. That ain't for me. That shit there, you know what I mean? But Microsoft did say that Phantom Dust was still in the works. They're still gonna my back there bugging. Oh my god damn. They said the game is still in production. I guess I gotta find somebody else to do it.
Yeah. Some screenshots leaked that looked pretty good actually from one of the maps or whatever.
Oh, he did leak. I didn't. Maybe I haven't show. Give me the link. I didn't see him.
Well, no, I saw him on Twitter, man. I was away for a
Twitter.
week, so
No,
some
they're
people were
gonna
like,
deliver on that game. They're totally gonna. I mean, they came out on E3 last year, and they made a stink about it. They're gonna deliver. They just got to find a new company or buy another company out to be able to say, here, you make this. Here's the IP. Do it. You know what I mean?
But then, of course, what happens? All right, this is exactly what happens, right? So that happens, and then the developer people that work there are pissed off at Microsoft, so they start bashing them, and then all the damn places run with that, right?
Yep.
And try to make Microsoft look bad, and of course, like all the Sony fans like couldn't wait to run with the negative press or whatever. But look, the bottom line is the game didn't meet expectations. Something was happening with it. Maybe it was becoming too costly, or the cost was exceeding what they thought the value was. So that happens. I mean, that happens.
Listen, it's an Xbox exclusive. It's a game that they care about. They've got Aaron Greenberg, Phil Spencer, all these guys. These guys are going from dev company to dev company that they pay out of their pocket. They're in Rare. They're checking shit out, and if they don't like it, you're fired. That's it.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
They're making the rounds, man. And that guy who wears the sunglasses who made Kinect, he's been visiting all these damn companies. He was tweeting out about Twisted Pixel.
Yep.
And Rare, he's been.
Rare is working. Rare has. They're supposed to get. They're working on several games again.
You know what's funny is I did videos on this months ago, and yet now that's all of a sudden big news. You know what I mean?
Soccer, they said that they're gonna. I don't. Look. Okay. Here's the thing. Now we got GDC here, right? What is it, next Saturday or next weekend?
Yeah. Well, I think it's the 4th, March 4th.
Okay. Whatever that is, and Microsoft, they have. He said crap. So they got their big guns that are coming. What do you think? What do you think that we're gonna, like far as exclusive wise, and what do you think Microsoft is going to reveal? Because according to Kevin Love, that that they have so much shit that they gotta figure out where things are gonna come out, and they only have so much time in E3 or whatever the case. So I guess they're gonna use GDC as a stage for some of their AA games or A games. You know what I mean? What do you think they're gonna show at GDC?
I don't know. You know what? Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what they're going to show at GDC. I don't think it's going to be any real huge heavy hitters. I don't expect to see any of Gears for. But I think we might see like a Battletoads or because you got to realize this too. Even though Microsoft is going to promote their exclusive E3, they got to put the multi-platform stage. You know what I mean? They got to.
Well, I think there's a huge emphasis on DX12 at GDC, and Microsoft already let the cat out of the bag that Fable Legends is totally using it on, of course, PC and Xbox One. So I think we're going to get either a release date and a nice amount of footage on Fable Legends. That's my take. Or my dark horse, which I think has a chance, is if these rumors are true about Quantum Break in June, now's the time to mention the release date in March.
Yeah.
So either you're going to get a Quantum Break release date and exclusive showing, or you're going to see more Fable Legends duel between Xbox and PC and get a release date. That's what I think, because the thing about the Battletoads and the Oris and the Blind Force and all this stuff, that's great, but I think Microsoft's starting to realize that now's the time that I thought they were just going to step on the gas here, but I think this is the time to step on Sony's throat.
You're right, Mooch. If Microsoft was to turn it right now, they will bury Sony, yo.
They could bury it.
Especially after the debacle with the Order 1886.
Yep.
Microsoft, right? You're right, Mooch. You're a smart bastard. That's why, I'm saying, if Microsoft really want to get back, especially here in North America, get back the voice of the game or the gaming share or the mind of the game or whatever, is right now come out with some big announcements, or start showing off some shit or whatever the case may be, especially after the, Sony just stumbled. They just fucking went about to cross up and just fell flat on their face with the Order 1886. You're right, bro. So,
there's another part of this puzzle, too, that we got to talk about. So let's just run with my idea. Just run with it real quick. So the fourth they do these big announcements, like you just said, bam, bam. They got these big things out there. The news, the media runs with it. I don't know if you guys have been noticing, but last year at PAX East, Microsoft had a booth up. They didn't even show up. This year, Major Nelson's already in Boston. He just landed right now. He's already in Boston setting up for PAX East all next weekend. And they're rumored to be doing Halo 5. They're going to be showing more of that. They're going to be showing Fable Legends. So I think GDC is going to be like this big blam, and then you're going to be able to go play them and see some of the shit that weekend. And then if you think about it, all the way from then till E3, it's just positive Microsoft news all the way till June.
Yeah.
So it's a big step on Sony right on their throat.
I just hope they can keep some of this stuff secret for E3.
Yeah.
Well, again, we know we're not saying we know, but they gave us Forza 6. As we're saying, they gave us Forza 6 already. Like, they must have some big shit planned for E3. You know what I mean? Like, we got Forza 6 already. Like, boom, nowhere, and out of nowhere, fucking Ford announced at a car show, bam, Forza 6. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm guessing they said Forza 6 as far as visuals, it's supposed to really set the bar. You know what I mean? As far as visuals, ray tracing, and all that shit, all the goodies.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, you know, I know, I would love to have a Battletoads this year. You know what I mean? A lot of you guys may know that's like an old school Double Dragon.
Oh, I'm all about it, Z. I'm all about it.
Hey, Maziago, this is your type of game right here. You're talking about them old school side scroller beat 'em ups. Like, I would love to see a game like Battletoads, you know, with some next generation graphics, like a $20 game with some shit like that. I think that's going to be huge, man. You know. Like I said, what else? Like I said, they can. You know what they could do? They could announce the Gears of War collection. That'd be awesome. That'd be huge.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That would be huge. You know what I mean? They can announce the Gears of War collection. You know, to come out. When is Halo coming out? September or October?
Wait, Halo?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be, well, it's funny you mentioned that, because not that I ever like to give props to IGN, but they did a huge segment on one release for holiday exclusives. There's a huge amount of evidence that proves that Halo 5 will probably come out in September. And
It comes out, of course. Like, I think the last one did come out kind of late in November, Halo 4. Yeah, they usually come out in October or so, September, October.
The mindset with September is that it's far enough away because they want to get the Halo name back. They want to get the Halo community back. So if they release 2 months before Call of Duty, you'll have an entire 2 months to get people back on Halo, playing Halo, and not worried about, because coming out in November, it's not that Halo can't compete with Call of Duty. Halo's still going to get all the same sales, but you're going to lose a large chunk of people to Call of Duty multiplayer. Yeah. They want to keep people in the Halo world. So once you have 2 months of people in communities and starting all that Halo shit up again, it's hard for them to jump back.
Have a great shooter 2 months on his own.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that would be huge.
So I think for money and for community shit, it works out to release better in September, and then that way they can do the Tomb Raider game in October when it's rumored Uncharted 4 is coming out. And Forza, they could throw Forza out there whenever they want, man. They could have Forza right after Gamescom if they want. Go home and download it or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, Forza's not going to get in the way.
There's a race that can sell all year long.
Yeah, whenever you want.
But we still got Fable. We still got Scalebound. We haven't anything.
Quantum Break. We don't know.
Yeah, I mean, but that's like I said. We're not going to get Phantom Dust this year. That's obvious.
Right.
Phantom Dust this year, but. I think the next retail exclusive for the Xbox One, maybe I think it's March. It's State of Decay, which is like $40 or whatever the case may be. Like I said, we gotta wait and see. You know what I mean? What's gonna happen? What's gonna be shown at GDC? But
yeah, GDC will lay down some dates.
Yeah, but I know a lot of the NPDs are also supposed to be released off the Xbox One. You know what I mean? So we're gonna say, like I said, like you said, Brad Riddell said, a lot of people were saying, before there were a lot of gag orders around the industry, praising, of course, the DX12. But like I said in the day, the Xbox One, like I said before, if you bought a 360 day one, just look how that console changed from that orange background to what the Xbox 360 is right now to today. And the same way with the Xbox One, it's always changing. Like I said, that's what I like most about the Xbox One is it just changes, it evolves, you know what I mean? So, look at I don't know where, look at Upload Studios 2.0, we know it was coming, but damn, that's great, like, you get all these new little Xbox One channels, all these, you know what I mean? And they're doing some grade A shit with this shit, just sitting down in front of the camera and just putting shit together. And this also, shout out to all you guys, man. All I'll say is, man, don't get discouraged. You may get 20 views here. You look at the crap games, the showstoppers, and the next gens, whoever. You see what we do now, but you didn't see. We all had a beginning. You know what I mean? we all had to, just stick with it. You know what I mean? So you tell them, I'm going to tell them, show like, hey, a lot of these guys you like, you're going to surpass them, and you're starting to surpass them. Like I said, it is what it is. But unless you guys have anything else to say, you want to open up and do a few questions.
Yeah, we can go ahead and do questions.
Yeah, I think
I don't think y'all can hear me.
We can hear you now. We can hear you now. You been talking.
Okay, yeah, because it sound like I can't be heard or something, man. So that's why I've been quiet. I'm like,
no, you can hear you. Your mic was coming out, but your mic was coming in and out. But like I said, we can hear you. Guys, if you are watching this show live, if you're watching the show live, you can either call in at Next Gen 720. We can do your show. We can do your show live on air, or you can leave your question in the comment section. So we're gonna do that now. Do your grandmother have?
You gotta give them how to call you. You gotta give them how to call you.
Your mic is going in. You can reach out, call in live if you want to on Skype. You can hit me at Zaire720, ZAIRE 720. Or you can, some of you guys are shy, or whatever the case may be, you can leave your question down in the comment section here. We can answer your question here. Now, okay. And my baby girl graduating 8th grade. Jesus, time flies. I just took a little 8th grade pictures. 8973 242 5530. Okay, let me refresh the page. If you guys have any questions, let me grab my phone. Hold on 1 second, guys. Yeah.
We lost Crap too somewhere along the line.
Yeah. Crap. I told him to calm down. You got athlete's feet. Motherfucker, shoot him, busted out the boot. Crap wear boots all year long. Summon anything. Okay, 1 second, baby. Daddy about to finish the show. You can play the unicorn game, okay? Actually, hey, you can play right down in the background. Okay, I said right down in the background. Okay, hold on. Let me, okay. All right, let me refresh.
But that was a background.
Nothing, mind. Hold on 1 second. Refresh the page. All right, we got any questions here?
I have a question.
You ain't got no question. Get out of here.
Mommy has a question. I got a question.
Okay. All right, here we go. All right. Okay, that's somebody calling in live.
Hello?
Hey, Fizz?
Hello, this is Amagato. I just want to tell you all your Mormon slaves.
Let me block that dude.
I couldn't even hear him.
Yeah, that was some dude being a weirdo.
He's trolling.
Yeah. Okay, hey, Maya, did that anything?
Hey, if you gonna at it, don't call with the little stupid stuff.
Yeah, you know what I mean? He block his ass right now. Block his ass right now. Hold on 1 second, guys. Let me get my charger.
It used to be funny. That wasn't even funny. That was like, what are you talking about?
Go sit down. You need 10 minutes, okay? I cut the game on for you, right? Go sit down, buddy. I cut it on for you in 10 minutes.
Anybody asking anything good in the comment section, show?
I ain't even. Hold on, let me.
Okay, I got Blazing Phoenix here. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Blaze. Okay, you guys hear him?
The phone's still ringing, bro.
Can you guys hear him? Blaze.
Yeah, we can
You
hear.
guys hear him? Okay, all right. What's your question, Blaze? You know what? To be honest with you, bro, I think, like I said, the tide is turning right now. I think a lot of the real gamers are tired of waiting. They say for greatness. Like Microsoft holiday, so we know that's coming out in 2015. Sony can't compete. You know what I mean? We're starting to see it. Multi-class, that whole 1080p thing is like, that shit getting a little old, you know what I mean? But hell yeah. I mean, what do you guys think? Think you're gonna start jumping ship?
Is he actually talking about
Yeah. No. I don't know if you got. I can repeat his question. He's or the letdown. Okay, sit down. Give me a second. Okay, sit down. Give me 1 second. Right. You said with the failure of the Order 1886 and with Sony's exclusives being subpar, you think a lot of Sony fans are gonna start jumping ship and getting on the Xbox One?
I think some of the not casual, but the people who went out and bought the PS4 because they thought it was all that hype. Those people might end up going and buying another console like Xbox One now. But the real true ponies, I don't think they're gonna shift.
So the real true ponies.
I just think it's a lot of gamers that that's gonna get all consoles anyway. So
yeah,
at the end of the day, it's really not gonna matter. It really is not.
Everybody gonna end up owning both, like last generation. Like I said, but I think last generation was the most successful as far as console gaming because the Wii was at over 100 million. The Xbox 360 is about 90 million. But the Xbox 360 did come in past the PS3 again in sales. But I think everybody's gonna end up owning both at the end of the day.
Yeah, I just think this console generation is where gamers start voicing their opinion real heavy about what console they like. So it looks like it's a divide, but it's really not.
Yeah.
It's just talk. It's just talk.
Okay, all right. We got a couple of questions here. We got James Funches. He said, if Microsoft were to buy Sega, what games and IP would you like to see them reboot or remade? From James Funches.
I always say Shamu, man. I'm still waiting on that.
Shenmue 3, of course. That's the obvious. And you got another one?
I always say I know everyone says it's beat to death, but if you can get some new fresh blood on it, some good devs, you get that Sonic thing going in the right direction. That's a platform. It's something that's iconic, man, over time.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been trashed the past couple of years, but you could bring that back into something.
Okay, well, I
forgot all about that game.
I'm gonna go in a different direction. If I'm gonna take you guys back, if Microsoft were to buy Sega, I would like to see some of their older IPs, Shinobi, you know what I mean? Golden Axe, Golden Axe for the next generation. You know what I mean? Golden Axe for the next generation. Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to open my Skype back. Hold on. I got it. I don't know why I speak this. Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second, bro. I got you. Big Sushi, you there? Hold on, I gotta go on.
Hello, y'all gotta stop being racist. The Order 1886, that's my game.
Okay.
That's my game. Racist, yo.
We ain't being racist, man. But you got a question? You got a question for the show, there, brother?
Consider this a death threat, yo.
I'll say no more, my man. This is taken. Hey, thank you for calling in, Big Sushi. Big Sushi? Yeah.
Love the show.
Thank you. God bless, bro. Thank you.
Thanks, bro. He said we gotta stop being racist.
We gotta stop being racist. He said they're racist.
Hey, you know what? That's gonna be the slogan. We gotta stop being racist.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. We got another Killer Spring. I'm gonna call you right back. I'm gonna answer some of these questions here. Host and James Bone just saying bombs pit along with me. From Supreme Yomato, he said, my question is, do you think the pony's hopes and dreams fell into the same bottomless pit that along with Nathan Drake when live on stage? Yeah, I think they're a little let down, man. I mean, you had no choice but to be. But it is what it is, man. We got here, Omar Mills. I'm gonna let you answer this, showstopper. What advice do you have for up-and-coming YouTubers who are just starting out?
Oh, okay, good. The advice I have is be yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people, it's a lot of YouTubers that's kind of gravitating towards the same type of content. Oh man,
I got you.
can I finish?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Cannot
Okay,
finish.
can I finish? Yeah,
Cannot
it's a lot of
finish.
YouTubers gravitating towards the same kind of content. Whatever, however, how you are, just be you at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? I'm a silly dude, so I go out and I do things that's like silly, and people kind of dig it. You know what I'm saying? So no matter if you quirky, weird, whatever, people gonna ride with you, man. At the end of the day, just be you at the end of the day. That's my thing. And don't get discouraged. Keep grinding because after a while it'll pay off.
Okay. All right. I got another question here. Yeah. What we got here? Okay. Tragic RLS. Do you think Sega
That's
should
my
make
boy. What's up, Tragic?
you said, do
That's
you
my
think
boy.
Sega should make a Fantasy Star Online 2 to consoles? I mean, if it makes dollars, it makes sense, man. Were you guys into the Fantasy Star?
Is that one of those
Uh-uh.
free to play?
No, it was like it was an RPG, a monthly.
Oh, all right.
You had to pay monthly
Monthly.
to play online.
You mean like an MMO?
Yeah, it was like it wasn't really an MMO. It was like it wasn't that big. We talking about Fantasy Star was on consoles. It wasn't that big, but it was like I had it. I had got into it on the original Xbox. It was like $8 a month. You know what I mean, grinding my character. Like I said, yeah, this done with next generation graphics. But you know what? I'm not a big fan of how you should say I would say like the old school Final Fantasy. You slashed and the enemy slashed. You know what I mean? They can do all new shit with some next generation shit. You know what I mean? If it makes dollars, it makes sense. Then go for it, man. Hell yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
H.L. Raymond. He said, "Do you think there will be a sequel to the movie 1886?" I personally think the movie was bland, but thankful I wasn't in the cinema for too long. Like I said the other day, man, I think that the backlash from this game that it received, that we may not see of the order. Even if it sells well, I just think the backlash that everyone has, I guess it has received a lot of hate, and so I don't think so, bro.
Nah, I'm with you. I'm with you next year. I don't think that's you're not gonna see a sequel come out of this.
God gives love to. Let's say God gives be love dope or whatever. If I screwed your name up, I'm sorry, but you know what your question. What chances of the Xbox getting any good JRPGs since they're not doing well in Japan? I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you.
They might get one or two, but I don't think it's gonna be anything that's like show stop. Like it doesn't stop. You know what I mean? It's not gonna be a console seller or anything.
Yeah,
they've got lots of developers.
Oh, you're back, Joe. I mean, you back.
There he is. Man,
Crap's
my goodness,
back.
crap, right there.
Oh,
He don't pop that toilet bowl?
Yeah, he Hey, hold
I don't
on.
know, dude. Like, you guys ever have this happen, right? Like, I'm on PC, and then, like, just everything stops working. Like, you can't play videos, you can't do anything. It's just like
It's
everything.
the internet you got two megs up and two down, motherfucker. No, not that. We got a question. We got a caller here live on the air. Killing Spree. Can you hear us?
Yeah, what up, man?
Hey, can you guys hear the Killing Spree?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear him.
Okay, what's your question for the show, good brother?
I was just going to ask, what third parties do you think Microsoft is going to go and work with this year, and which ones have they not worked with yet that you want them to work with?
Third-party developers?
Yeah, like Capcom or Crytek or whatever.
Hold on one second. Oh, these guys calling in live. Hold on. If you guys are watching live, Chance Perez and the other guy, I'm gonna call you guys right back in 1 second, okay? Who do you want Microsoft to work with as far as third party guys? You guys got any questions for that? Answers?
You know what? I would like to see them work a little bit more with Ubisoft on games. I like where they were going. Seems like Ubisoft is willing to work and build stuff from the ground up with Microsoft stuff. Like the Snowdrop engine that's going to use DirectX 12. So I think that I would like to see them continue to work with them.
I would say Platinum Games. Even though Platinum Games is making Scalebound, I would like to see them get some more love from Platinum Games. I like all the stuff that they do. What about you, Show? Mooch?
Yeah,
Hello.
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
with crap with the Ubisoft thing.
I would like to
gotta
see
go with-
Ubisoft keep taking advantage of like the like they did with Assassin's Creed, like keep working that CPU.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean,
Sit down here.
Ubisoft's doing the Division.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do the division.
Yeah.
We got another call here from Christopher. Yeah, go sit down. From Christopher Ribble. Can you hear us, bro? Christopher?
Yeah, what's up, Jen? Can you hear me?
We can hear you now, good brother. Hey, Terrence, if you're listening, Terrence, we're gonna call you right back, bro. What's going on, Christopher? What's your question for the show?
Hey, what's up? It's me from Sake, man.
Hey, what's going on, good brother? God bless. What's going on, good bro?
Hey, what's up? How are you? Nice to see you back in your feet.
Hey, for sure, man. God is great. How may I help you today, man?
I don't know if the guys can hear me. I have a couple questions, if you don't mind.
Yeah, okay, shoot. What you got?
Number one, how do you guys feel now? You know how the MPD numbers that came out last month, even though Sony's platform has, more sales right now, even though it hasn't been proven officially, but has more sales than the Xbox One. But we're still selling more software. Do you think that will drive more developers to make more games on Xbox, more multi-plats instead of just choosing exclusives with certain titles towards PS4?
I would say this. It's unless Microsoft opens their checkbooks, it's not as far as who sells the most software because they want their games to sell on both platforms. It's more money for them. Only way you're gonna see more exclusives if Microsoft goes out and do what they did with like Tomb Raider. You know what I mean?
I know, what I'm asking you is, do you think because now the developers are seeing, even though PlayStation has more platforms out there, right?
Mm-hmm.
That games are still selling more on Xbox. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I don't. Well, here's the thing. If you're gonna say, I will put this better for you. If you're saying the Xbox is going to be the lead platform, I think if the Xbox is going to be the lead platform that then port over to, that's the most important. Like I said, but as far as only way you're going to see a exclusive again, regardless of the game sells well or not, if Microsoft buys IP. You know what I mean? Because you know what I mean. But I would say if I think the developers would build first for the Xbox One and then port over to the PS4. That's what would happen. You're not going to see them just make them exclusive unless Microsoft just open the checkbook and and buy the game. If you have another question, though, wait, hold up for 1 second. Can you guys hear him?
Yeah, I heard him. Okay. This is what I would say.
I just hope that they don't get afraid of bringing games onto Xbox thinking that it won't sell because it don't happen.
Oh, no, that won't happen. Yeah.
The fact that the
Wait, hold on, Christopher. Wait, hold on, Christopher. Crab is asking you a question. Can you hear Crab Gamer?
Yo, what's up?
Okay, I repeat. Okay, what's going on? What's going on, Crab?
Oh, I was gonna say that this is basically what's gonna happen. Like, you might have a developer that might not think it's worth it to put a game on the Xbox One as well if the sales were that good on the PS4. But the fact that PS4 games or PS4 owners aren't buying as much software means that they'll continue to do both. You know what I mean? So it kind of helps in that aspect, but it's not like the Xbox One is doing poor in sales or anything itself. So
yeah, well, yeah. He basically said kind of what I said too, but if you're gonna go back and watch it live, okay. But you have there is no more. You ate them all, baby.
No more.
Why? Go sit your ass down.
My other question is, the game Mercury that came out, I think was for Japan.
Yeah, China. China.
China, right? You guys would like to see that come over because I think it looks pretty cool. I would like to see that opening.
Okay. All right. Second question, if you guys didn't hear, we saw the China exclusive Mercury. Would you like to see that be brought over here to into the States and worldwide for the Xbox?
I would.
Yes.
Yeah.
They all said they would, bro. They all said they would. Looking forward to it.
Nice. Okay. Then my last question is directed to for Mooch and for Showstopper. Just simply that it would be nice to see them make more videos because they do entertaining stuff. Just like you and just like Clapping, sometimes I see that it's hard for them to make more videos, but if they get a chance to make more videos, because I love watching,
No problem. Did you guys hear what I said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard him.
Yeah, they heard you, man. Thank you, man. God bless. Thank you for calling this show, Christopher. You got it, bro. You got it, man. Christopher.
Hey, Zaire, what number is we calling on for you? Is that Zaire?
No, he's calling on Skype, but he's on the X. He's watching us through the Xbox
No,
One.
what's the Skype name? Because people been trying to get to me.
Oh, Zaire
Ask me
720.
how to call. Zaire 720. Okay, so everybody heard that. You know, Terrence. If you hear that tragic,
Terrence, I'm calling him now, but I was on the phone with I can only do one at a time. So Terrence to pick up. Calling him, pick up.
Tragic need to pick up. You've been calling me.
Yeah. I'm calling him now. We got another question. You guys see any questions? There's a lot of goddamn questions in here. You guys see another question in here? You guys
I'm not on the damn YouTube page anymore because everything reset.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. I'll pick about 3 more out here. Okay, here go Terrence.
There we go.
Oh, damn. Somebody called up before. We got Ghostwriter. Cut him off. All right. Ghostwriter 730 Xbox. What's going on? What's going on, good brother?
Yeah, I'm chilling, man. I would like to say, man, do you think Bloodborne?
Huh?
You can hear me?
Yeah, we hear you now. Can you guys hear him?
Yeah, I hear him.
Do you think Bloodborne is going to be better than the old 1886?
I'm too type of different. I would hope so, bro. Like I said,
I think Bloodborne is going to be that first big exclusive for Sony that scores pretty well, mainly because it's from software and they do quality work.
Guys, I just wanted to say, do you think Bloodborne is going to be better than 1886?
Oh yeah, they heard. Hey, I don't know if you can hear us, Christopher. Hey, Christopher, can you hear us live? I'm sorry, Ghostwriter. Can you hear us live?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, they answer. You can't hear crap in them? You guys say something?
Yeah, hey, what's up, dude?
All right. Answer them crap. Here you go.
I think that From Software being a third-party developer is going to make the PS4's first decently reviewed game.
Thanks, guys. And I wanted to tell Showstopper, man.
Who? No, it's a delay. That's what it is, bro. It's a delay. Okay, thank you, bro. It's a delay on when they hear it, when we doing it live. That's when I think he's okay. It's a delay. That's what the hell it is. When you be answering the same question, it can't play it back. It's a delay. I'm calling Terrence back now. If Terrence can pick up, but it's a delay. That's why I came through like that, because we're answering him like, what the hell? Like, you can repeat it right back. Again, like, that ain't making any goddamn sense. Okay, we got Terrence. Here you go, Terrence. Terrence, you there, Terrence?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, we can hear you. What's going? Okay, what's going on, bro? You're live on the air.
Yeah, I was just wondering, like, if they imported more Japanese games that I've seen that's on the Vita, right? And it's also on the PSP, like Monster Hunter. I saw Monster Hunter on the 360, and it's only on Japanese consoles. You know what I'm saying? So, they got to mix it up.
Mm-hmm.
They imported that over here. I think that, like, Capcom had Monster, and then that Fantasy Star game, which is in Sega, that's some good games, but they don't want to bring it to the United States. It's a big market. So I want to know, is it because they don't have enough money to bring it to the United States, or they just, Japanese friendly, they say help the United States?
No, it's not.
Capcom's in bankrupt, but Monster is not.
No, it's not that, bro. But those are niche games. Well, you may like them. Everybody's not into the Monster Hunters. You know what I mean? If it makes dollars, it makes sense. You know what I mean? It all boils down to sales. They don't give a fuck what region it is. That motherfucker puts out in South Africa to sell well there. It all comes down to the dollar. It's not that, first of all, is that North America is the biggest consumer of anything. You know what I mean? But if sometimes a lot of those games, like you just naming, don't meet their target market for sales. You know what I mean? Worldwide or whatever the case. Yeah, but those games. There you go. Like those games, or like you say, are. Yeah, they may do well in Japan, but might not do well over here in North America. And it's costly to have those servers up and running and stuff. You know what I mean? And,
articles about
game. Like, you got to match, like, go behind basketball, instead of doing it illegal, it'd be better to do it.
Yeah, but okay, but I guess like I said before, if they have the the market, if enough, I guess comes to the demand, maybe people ask for it. I mean, I haven't thought about Phantasy Star in years. You know what I mean? Not when you got games like you got games like Call of Duty selling 10 million, and you know what I mean. And like I said, a game like Phantasy Star, you gotta have servers and shit. That shit costs money, and then, you gotta pay. And, but.
I don't know, but I think because they dropped the services and stuff, and like you said, Sega, I think I saw one of y'all videos that said y'all showed that Sega went bankrupt because of certain issues with their the Sega Dreamcast will mess them up. Ever since the Dreamcast, I heard it was all done. So that's probably what happened. How they did it.
Yeah, but like I said, in the day, again to repeat, a lot of those are niche titles, you know what I mean? And the games change. Not saying games change, but people want and desire to change. What was popular in the early 2000s ain't as popular anymore, you know what I mean? But it is, like I said, thank you for calling in, Chance Perez, man, and supporting the Big Gaming Spot. Thank you, bro. Take care, God bless. Don't worry about it. What tragic? Whatever. Everybody got a real name. Don't worry about it. Tragic it is, man. Thank you for calling in live, man. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for calling in, asking your questions, and all that good stuff, man. The Big Game and Small Talk podcast. We see you guys again next week. I think we lost a couple people in the background. Perhaps they say perhaps went to the hospital for the foot infection. But we'll see you guys Sunday. Big Game of Small Talk podcast. Thank you guys for calling in live and leaving your questions, man. We appreciate all the love and support.
Rack them up, yeah. It's always
the
good.
#1 Xbox podcast on YouTube. Fuck it.
Damn right.
Booyah.
Damn right.
Man. We don't need no developers. We don't need none of that shit. Matter of fact, we ain't taking no interviews. I said it. Fuck them. It is what it is. Fuck that. They gotta pay us to come on our show. We want free consoles, free controllers, and free games. Y'all want to listen, Phil Spencer, hey, y'all want to come on the show? You got to bring gifts, man. That's what it is, man. For real, man. We out of here, man. Thank you guys for calling in live and all that good shit, man. Bang, bang.